Welcome to College Briefing. The content of the briefing includes Sunday's time schedule. Wildfire prevention and helping Maui recover from flames top the agenda for Hawaii lawmakers. Rivera, Gross Bullock lead Bryant to 89-74 victory over New Hampshire. Hawkins, Gittins rally Florida International to 72-68 victory over UTEP. Lane, Forte propel Northwestern State to 97-71 romp over Incarnate Word. Sunday's time schedule. Associated Press. The article provides a schedule of sporting events happening on Sunday, January 14, including NFL playoffs, NBA games, NHL games, and college basketball games. It also mentions golf and tennis events taking place. Wildfire prevention and helping Maui recover from flames top the agenda for Hawaii lawmakers. Associated Press. Hawaii lawmakers are due to convene this week for the first time since the burning of historic Lahaina awakened the state to the deadly and costly threat posed by wildfires in an age of climate change. It really kicked us into gear in a different way, said State Representative Nadine Nakamura, the House Majority Leader and a Democrat. The August 8 blaze killed 100 people, destroyed more than 2,000 buildings and displaced 12,000 people. Experts estimate it will cost $5.5 billion to replace the structures exposed to the fire. Rivera, Gross Bullock lead Bryant to 89-74 victory over New Hampshire. Associated Press. Bryant University's men's basketball team defeated the University of New Hampshire with a final score of 89-74. Daniel Rivera led the Bulldogs with 25 points and 7 rebounds, while Sharif Gross Bullock contributed 21 points with 5 three-pointers. Clarence Daniels and Ahmad Robinson were the top performers for the Wildcats, both scoring 18 points and grabbing 6 rebounds. Hawkins, Gittins rally Florida International to 72-68 victory over UTEP. Associated Press. Florida International University, FIU, defeated the University of Texas at El Paso, UTEP, in a Conference USA basketball game on Saturday. FIU's Javante Hawkins scored 20 points, including 4 three-pointers, while Deshaun Gittins added 19 points. Despite trailing at halftime, FIU rallied to win the game 72-68. Tay Hardy led UTEP with 15 points, while freshman reserves Trey Horton and David Terrell Jr. contributed 14 and 10 points, respectively. Lane, Forte propel Northwestern State to 97-71 romp over Incarnate Word. Associated Press. Northwestern State's Jimo Lane scored a career-high 20 points off the bench, leading his team to a 97-71 victory over Incarnate Word. Chase Forte also had a strong performance with 19 points for Northwestern State. Sky Wicks was the leading scorer for Incarnate Word with 17 points. Northwestern State improves to 3-13 on the season, while Incarnate Word falls to 5-11. Tom Walker, I Lost My Way with Music. BBC. Scottish singer Tom Walker has released his second album, I Am, after a difficult period of struggling with his mental health and falling out of love with music. Walker's first album, What a Time to Be Alive, sold 3 million copies and he won the Brit Award for Best Breakthrough Artist. But when the pandemic hit, he felt immense pressure to write a follow-up album quickly, which led to him losing his way and falling out of love with music. However, he eventually found his stride and wrote the bulk of I Am in just 3 weeks. The album is described as depressing with an undertone of hope and features songs about anxiety, panic attacks, and loss. Walker hopes to use his music to make a difference, partnering with organizations like the Samaritans and Calm to provide advice and support to those struggling with mental health issues. Despite his struggles, Walker's music remains compassionate and filled with hope and happiness. States with big climate goals strip local power to block green projects. Yahoo! Local restrictions in Michigan have stopped more than 24 utility-scale renewable energy projects, according to a study by the Sabin Center for Climate Change Law at Columbia University. As a result, Michigan has joined a number of other states to seek to change the decision-making process by taking power away from local authorities and giving it to state authorities. Local officials argue that they are the most accountable to voters and therefore should have the decision-making power over what gets built near homes. But opponents say local rules restricting green energy facilities are not really based on science and that projects can benefit local environments by retiring fossil fuel plants. Michigan has 1,200 townships and more than 20 of its 83 counties have passed ordinances blocking or delaying wind or solar developments. Michigan is aiming for 60% renewable energy by 2035. What New Mexicans want from the session: better roads, better schools, fiscal responsibility. Yahoo! New Mexico lawmakers love to say they keep busy during legislative sessions doing the people's work. The New Mexican asked 33 people, one from each county, what they want to see the legislature prioritize during the 30-day session that begins Tuesday. Living wage champion Jimmy Martinez served on city council, school board. Yahoo! Jimmy Martinez, a former school board member and Santa Fe city councilor, is being remembered for championing the city's living wage ordinance. Martinez, who died on December 24 at age 81, introduced the first iteration of Santa Fe's ordinance to require wages and benefits sufficient to ensure a decent and healthy life for workers and their families while serving on the city council between 1998 and 2002. Nick Jugstad has hat-trick against hometown team, Coyotes rout Wild 6-0. Associated Press. The Arizona Coyotes defeated the Minnesota Wild 6-0 on Saturday night. Nick Jugstad had a hat trick, snapping a 16-game goal drought. Clayton Keller also had 2 goals and an assist for the Coyotes. The Wild, who had previously won 11 out of 14 games, lost for the 8th time in 9 games. Kirill Kaprizov and Philip Gustafsson returned from injuries for Minnesota but were unable to turn the game around. Taiwan to China, we're not afraid of you. Bloomberg. Taiwan's recent presidential election victory for the Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, sends a clear message to Beijing that the island's democracy is here to stay, according to an op-ed in the South China Morning Post. However, the narrow election win means President Lai Ching-te will have to work with rivals from the Kuomintang and Taiwan People's Party to deliver what citizens want from their next government. The DPP's win also defies Beijing's narrative that Chinese people and multi-party democracies do not go together. Amid brewing diplomatic storm in the Red Sea, China is unlikely to take sides. South China Morning Post. China is unlikely to take sides in the diplomatic dispute between Ethiopia and Somalia over a controversial port deal with the self-declared state of Somaliland, according to analysts. The dispute began when Ethiopia signed a memorandum of understanding with Somaliland, giving the landlocked country access to its ports in exchange for recognition of Somaliland as an independent state. However, Somalia considers Somaliland to be part of its territory. While China supports the federal government of Somalia, it also has close ties with Ethiopia and is unlikely to criticize it over the deal. China has significant economic interests in the Horn of Africa region, including funding and building the Addis Ababa-Djibouti Railway as part of the Belt and Road Initiative. It has also invested heavily in Djibouti and is involved in fighting piracy in Somali waters. While China opposes the relationship between Taiwan and Somaliland, it is unlikely to get involved in the dispute to avoid jeopardizing its interests. With temperatures well below zero, Avista asks customers to conserve natural gas because of mechanical issue. Yahoo! Avista Utilities has asked its customers to lower their thermostats because of a natural gas supply problem. The company did not name the supplier, but did say that a pipeline company Avista relies on for natural gas supplies was experiencing a mechanical problem. Inside Alabama football's coaching search to hire Kalen DeBoer. Yahoo! The University of Alabama's athletics director, Greg Byrne, has revealed the process he undertook to replace the recently retired Crimson Tide head coach, Nick Saban. Byrne had been prepared for the retirement of Saban, who coached the team for 17 seasons, and held a meeting with the team directly after Saban's retirement announcement. He then informed the football team's leadership group of the timeframe he had in mind to find a replacement. After meeting with the football staff, Byrne set about dividing the team into small groups, with a member of staff assigned to each section of the roster to ensure constant communication. Byrne then flew to Seattle, where he interviewed Kalen DeBoer, before flying back to Tuscaloosa and finalizing the deal. DeBoer's arrival was greeted by hundreds of Alabama fans, desperate to welcome the team's new coach. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6 do brief via email.